Okay, after much rigmarole and much ado, we are finally back and we are got our stream going. Let's make this happen. Uh, I would like to see how far we can get this guy going. Ideally, I want this to be a multi-zigging dwarf by the time we're done. But for now, let's just set our sights on not dying and, in fact, living. So we've managed to already lose some mana, no problem. Oh, actually, are we audible? Can we be heard? It looks like we can. Okay, good. Nobody on yet. That's fine. Don't need watchers. Watchers are always fun. Right. Although, actually, I should go and update the Reddit thread where I had said that it wasn't working, just to make it clear that it is in fact working. So yeah, let's see how fast we can get this guy off the ground and what we can do with him. Wow, this is a highly responsive server. I kind of love this. Crap. Let's see. I'm just gonna mute real quick while I deal with this. Okie dokie. So, wow, I might have to play on this server more often. This is smooth as hell. I'm not used to this responsiveness when I play. We're gonna go down a different staircase here, one that has less doggos on it. We've already leveled up, so we should be memorizing something more. Let's take Scorch. Oh my god, I've forgotten what playing something this responsive feels like. This is like playing offline. Holy cow! Yeah, no wonder people are able to post better scores. Like, if this is the responsiveness, you don't have to wait for every response. Play in under an hour. Oh my god, this is so good. What is the server again? I gotta remember the name of this. DCSS.io. Crawl.dcss.io. Okay. So we're on D3. How are we on D3 already? Damn, we're going way too fast. I'm gonna die if I'm going this fast. Wield a weapon. We already got a dagger. We don't need more weapons than that. We're gonna have to come back for you, youth. And let's take a look at what armors. Let's go to ringmail. If we have an encumbrance reduction, then ringmail should be no issue. Armor is a bonus, slight even. Yeah, so we'll slow train armor as well. Oh, we're so greedy we didn't even bother turning on focus training. That's fine. Spellcasting -3 is going to be a pain, so it's important to notice that and react accordingly. Okay. Burn. Nothing. Okay. Why am I locked out here? Yes, because that one kobold stops me from auto-exploring. Let's just do this, get my auto-explore back. Hide corner, take you out. Mama said knock you out. Mama said knock you out. Mama said knock you out. Curari. Ooh, I would like some Curari darts. Can you please come to me? I'm already getting confused between the last run I started and this one. This is the one that doesn't have javelins yet. Oh, I'm gonna die. I don't want to die. Potion of magic is better than dying. I hate to waste it, but it's better than dying. Oh, you were the one with the Curari? Damn. I'll live. And I'll get your Dagger of Speed. And the Curari darts. Okay, I am so much more powerful than I was 5 seconds ago. This is a nasty engage for a fire mage, actually. I should really find a better place to fight these fights. Okay, we got our next spell. Starburst is available, which means we can go pure conj fire for the rest of the game and be happy. Not the rest of the game, but for the foreseeable future. So we'll do this. Turn that off, get that up to level 1. MEA1 go. Okay, good. There we go. Alright. Oof, not a good engage, not a good fight. Let's just leave. That was a good pincer. Forces me to have a bad fight. That was not... I could have done better. I did not have to wind up dead there. I really didn't. Okay, so this is embarrassment, but it's okay. It's okay. Let's do this again, and this time without the failure. Mountain Dwarf, Fire Elementalist. Now we know the drill. We've got everything all set up, so this should be simplicity itself. We go high fire, low conj, and that's it. Whoa. Okay. That's a holy dagger, apparently. Hence why I'm getting the yellow flashes. Holy Wrath sword. That's going to be great for zombies. Not that I'll need it, hopefully. Freezing is better against the living, and fire is better against the dead. With an encumbrance reduction, there's virtually no reason not to take leather over cloth. I'm like playing OTAP fast right now, so that's not good. where I went wrong in that last one, I knew that the pincer was coming, but I just assumed all the orcs were going to follow. I should have just kept retreating into the unknown, or say the known, instead of looping back around for that staircase. I didn't have to go for the staircase at all. So it was an unforced error. Boom. Burn. Alright, floor 1 complete. Floor 2, here we go. We'll take the ring now. By and large, I'm assuming that my spell penalties are going to be very manageable in this game. And technically, I should be doing concentric circles from the staircases, so this is already taking a pretty big risk. But I have an average speed character who's got armor, so the risk is lower than usual. Downstair, downstair, or all the way to the long stair. I think with Sigmund pretty far behind me. I think I'm okay here. Okay. So we've lost track of Sigmund now. There he is. Can we beat him? Probably, but let's not risk it if we don't have to. If I fight Sigmund, I want it to be on a staircase with full mana and maximum distance. In case that happens. This is why auto travel is terrible. Auto travel literally just put me back into the situation that I just talked about not getting into. Yeah, I think going back the long way is probably not as advisable as just going down. There we go. He was trying to head me off, so that actually works out perfectly. Confused. If I had died there, it would have served me right. But I haven't died to Sigmund in so long. Dude, I am loving Dwarves right now. Mostly I just always liked them as a class, but now they have a class identity, so can't wait to get a taste. Alright, crap. AFK for one moment, and then I will be right back. All right, we back, baby. So yeah, right up front, whenever I pick a class and I want to enjoy them, I ask myself, why are they special? What am I trying to accomplish? What do they do for my early game, my mid game, and my late game? Well, based on what I've seen in the Reddit thread, in the early game, dwarves give you a very good +2 fire magic. That's nice. They let you wear armor, better armor. That's nice. And they, oh my god, you guys. Alrighty, where are we at? So yeah, early game they give you better armor, they give you a strong aptitude to fire, so you can be a powerful fire mage. Mid game, you continue to leverage the benefits of good armor, but also uh, there's this intriguing idea of I'm gonna pull this up and I'll say, holy crap! I thought it was ER-2 or something. That's -6. Yeah, mid game you've got all the positive aptitudes, but except for spellcasting that are relevant. But late game, you can upgrade artifacts. I mean, that's amazing. I don't even know what that's going to look like. If it's just unlands that you can give a +1 to, that's not a big deal, frankly. But or sorry, if it's just whatever artifacts, but if it's every randomly generated artifact, that could be amazing. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. I would love to get this guy into a ziggurat and get to the point where I can grind out as many plus armor scrolls as I like, and then deck out with amazing gear. But that's kind of less the practical plan and more the dream of the dream. What is that? Yes. Well, our game just got a huge shot in the arm. I resist the fire that he's been using. I have the ability to teleport. I think we can't head for the stairs because all these doors are closed. We don't have Curari because I lost that game. We do have a few other options. I think we fight him. I mean, why not? And because he's Sigmund and because dying to Sigmund is super embarrassing. There we go. He did cost me my magic potion. So yeah, all told, that's cool. But honestly, the thing more than anything else that I'm super excited about this second is I've never played on this server, and the response time is so much better than the Acrasiac server. Like night and day better. I'm staggered. It's like playing offline. On one of my rings. We don't have curse on effects anymore, so there's no harm. We'll take a bandolier of daggers. That's fucking grinder. I've had an actual really bad opening set of enemies, all things considered. Sigmund, grinder. I think we dive here, actually. I think diving's okay here. We'll take Flame Wave. At this point, it's vaguely castable. I don't have a Flame Wave doesn't factor into my mentality of how to play. I haven't used it very much, so I'm gonna have to discover it as we go. Which staircase did I come up from or come down from? This one looks okay. I'm definitely feeling the lack of... Holy crap! Look at this. Ring mail, 19%. Dragon scales, 30%. That's amazing. That I could even consider wearing dragon mail this early. I'm not going to do it. I don't. If I had a resist cold pip, I would consider it. How much better is leather for me? Leather. There's no benefit to leather at this minimal training. That's just amazing. All right. So yeah, early game, powerful fire mage, good armor. Mid game, great armor. And late game, enchantable artifacts. I think this isn't D4, so I can afford to dive once more without missing the ecumenical temple. So let's try and survive on D. Whatever this is, D4. Can't go up because of Grinder. Can't stay here because of these guys. How close was Grinder to me? He was pretty close. If I go 1, 2, 3, the spear guy will not follow, the chain guy will, and I don't know what's downstairs. We risk Grinder. We'll risk Grinder. I could immediately teleport if I'm sufficiently scared. We'll try 1 potion. Good. I think we do just run for it. Door and break line of sight seems reasonable. What's the odds on paralysis? 50-50. There. Break line of sight. Okay, we teleport. Fuck it. No point with dying with a teleport scroll that I could have saved my life with. I hate Grinders so much. Easily one of my least favorite enemies in the entire game. You know, you gnolls have cost me so many lives, all because I've been skimpy on how I've been too hasty. Not lives, whatever. Important consumables. Because I've been too hasty to play instead of conserving my resources. If I had retreated properly, I wouldn't have run out of even half that mana. If I hadn't kept trying to cast a 20% fail spell, I wouldn't have miscast and run out of mana. Which in turn goes back to the fact that I auto-traveled into Sigmund and cost myself my magic potion earlier. It's amazing how much things turtle down. It turtles all the way down if you keep making one mistake. The dominoes make it so that you have to make another mistake. And right now I have no teleport, so if I get shafted into a you needed a teleport but you didn't have them, that'd be even worse. Okay. Spam these until Flame Wave failed. Flame Wave succeeds, so we stand our ground. And then run for it. We're not dead, so we're alive. Don't take the same stairs twice. Let's go. Flame Wave is good. It's not that I've never used it, it's that I don't have a good instinct for it. Weakened is not a good status. Let's just keep running until it goes away. Got 1. Got 2. Hey, Ecumenical Temple without full clearing 4 floors. I love it. We're going to go Gazog just so that I'm playing by my baseline. But he's probably not the best choice. It's just that I like him. And it maximizes my odds of getting cool armors to enchant. F-Cloud and Airstrike. Nah, I don't need either of those. Although, it is interesting that my Ice Magic and all my magics, really, except for Air, are just -1. His Poison's -2. Yeah, so they are kind of trying to funnel you into the fire play as much as possible. They do have flight. I need to remember that in case of ground formations that make use of it. Oh, thank God it's an ice beast. And I'm not wearing dragon. guys. If you want to attack me in this situation in the open, well, good job. You've finally put enough enemies that I can't keep up. I'm on the staircase. It's over, Anakin. I have the staircase. How are you not taking any damage from all of this? There you go. +4 dagger of protection. That's how you're not taking damage. Yeah, I have a bandolier of daggers to get rid of at some point. When I drop, I'm going to have plenty of options, put it that way. Irradiate's great, and Irradiate is Conjure Alchemy, so when did they make it Alchemy? That sucks. I think it used to be Translocation. Stronger, baby. Yeah, so gaining free strength, side effect of improving my weapon wielding, but mostly great for the armor. This character. But yeah, I'm Gozog. I can afford to buy anything that I see in a shop. I could pick up that wand of Ice Blast fairly easily, but I have Mind Burst, so I'm content to save my money for something else. I also should do an armor search because I don't think I put on any armor yet. None located. Did we find youth in this dungeon? Not yet. All right, let's go deeper. Run. This is a terrible spot to stand. Confidence to win against Grinder is still not very high, so no need to go back yet. Fire is already working its way up, which is what I like. ID game is very critical about now, so let's start IDing stuff. We do have Curing ID, that's huge. We have Tele IDing, that's huge. The most important thing to ID that we don't have is Heal Wounds, second most is Blink. And of course, for safety purposes, I'd like to get my Mutation Potion ID'd, so got some stuff left to do. Mutation Potion is online, so I have another escape button for when things get emergency. Okay, got him. Speedy Rapier, excellent. Take that. Ditch. Dagger speed. I mean, untrained, actually. I'd rather have a rapier speed than a dagger. Oh, that's not dagger speed anyway. I don't need that. I don't need most of these. I definitely don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. I'll take intelligence over flight for sure in this situation. I don't know what Jinx Bite is, and I don't want to go down the Hex pathway to find out. I'm going to need Volatile Blast Motes eventually, just because I have so few options. So I'll just go ahead and memorize it. If I get an Amnesia Scroll, I will forget it, probably. As in if I get a random Amnesia Scroll, but it's not worth prioritizing that I forget it. Okay, we have 3 people watching according to my stats, so hello everybody. Please pepper me with any questions you like so that I can enjoy them and or ignore them. Didn't think it would happen that fast. Yeah, it's fine. We'll memorize it again later if we need it. Summonings, okay. Hey, we got our first piece of armor that wasn't an armor piece. The helmet. Piece of armor that wasn't an armor piece. I could have phrased that better. Oh, I thought you were dead. Yeah, I don't like facing that ogre, but I don't like running away from him either. Let's try this. Make sure that there's no safety. Oh, there is safety. Perfect. We'll do this then. I like this a lot better. All right, now we'll just light him up. Oh, crap. That cancels the... I didn't know that was going to happen. I thought that the effect of the fire would continue just as long as I remained. Oh, are you serious? Oh, not fair. Oh, just not fair. My God. Oh, great. So yeah, what happened is I put down the fire wave, and the fire wave really should have killed them both. But just for surety, I went ahead and added some more flame attacks, but that canceled the flame wave. I could have sworn that wouldn't happen. Okay, well, this is it. This one has to be the one because after this, I'm going to be too low on time probably to run another, even if I make the distance. So we're just going to do this and then not turn on the skilling screen and heart of the cards, baby. Okay. That's not how you want to use your first magic potion, I assure you. Man, I had everything going for me that last run. Bandolier of Weapons, already worshipping the Zog, cleared out 3 or 4 of the more dangerous early uniques. Fire Dragon armor for the transition, a Staff of Fire with a bonus to intelligence. I'm dead no matter what here. Absolutely dead no matter what here. Very frustrating. Okay. That's what happens when you play on tilt. So let's just have some shame and not do that again. Have some shame and not do that again. I'm sorry, guys. This is not Rugsy. Yeah, Searing Ray and Flame Wave. And with MCC, you know, because the moment it goes off, it's done going off, right? It's not like you have to wonder. Searing Ray, it continuously retargets enemies, so I figured that was like changing what the mage was doing. But Flame Wave, I thought you said it, and it's like passive. Again, I haven't played a strict fire elementalist in quite a while, except as a Jin. And with Jin, you generally have enough mana that you're not, and health that you're not thinking in terms of doing 2 things at once. But it was just such a completely unforced error. That's what really pisses me off. Considering I had made good, tough choices already, it feels bad to have like one that to die not to one of those good choices, but to one of the stupid ones. Run, just run. Seriously. There we go. You can't close doors while caught in a web? Seriously? I mean, I don't know about you, but I can still use my hands when I'm stuck in a web. In fact, that is how I get out of the web. Can't close the door, but I can create beams of fire. Sentient beings of fire. Just a little juxtaposition. Alright. I seriously need to come off tilt if I'm going to have a prayer of not embarrassing myself 3 games in a row, so calming my body, and focusing my mind. This is a death trap waiting to happen, so let's not auto-explore through it. Yeah, I will admit, the immolation suicide was kind of funny. It's been a while since that happened to me. Ooh, we've got a lot of people in chat. Hello, everybody, and Gale Guy in particular, but everybody, it's so good to see you all. Man, I haven't played Crawl on stream in so long. Are any of you in the Discord, the at Roguelikes Discord? I spend a reasonable amount of time there, and sometimes when I want to just play a game but I'm not like ready to set up my stream, I'll just stream within Discord rather than stream online. This is what I didn't get last game was a bunch of helmet stuffs, which I really would like. And what is the stagger? Stagger is actually not very good. The strength -4. It's not good as the keeping it on permanently, but it's +7. I think whipping it out to stab something to death and then promptly putting it away isn't a terrible play. Oh no, he got me in a net. We're very far away from the exit. If they speed up, they'll catch me. But they might not speed up. Those are also not exits. Those are descent points. I thought those were exits. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, fight reset. Let the beetle go the wrong way. These early floors take the most concentration and most focus because you have the most ways to die, the least reserve if things go wrong, and the least options to try new things with. That's why I'm playing it at the speed of a crazy berserk troll. I have no mana. Fire Elementalist seems like a good start until you realize that -3 spell casting means you're going to be locked in. Hello, Puppet. Thank you for the bonus mana that I was literally just complaining about not having. But no, until you realize it means you're going to be locked into low mana for much of the early game. Oh, really? Yeah. Remind me before we log, and I'll try and drop it in chat. Oh, I'm not on my Discord at the same time. Yeah, it's not hard to get into. It's definitely worth it. Ooh, that's cool. For the future, but this is cool for now. Immediately, like even if it delays my Gazog conversion later, I need to know what my curing spell looks like, and I need to have at least one extra copy of it. Now I can do both. Eye identifying is pretty sweet. Foxfire, simultaneously the best and worst of the early spells. We're gonna ditch fighting here. It's done its job. Spellcasting is gonna be. Spellcasting is so slow to train. My God. Yeah, I'm not gonna focus it. It's not worth focusing early. All right, next. The Roblox Discord is pretty sweet for roguelikes in general. I'm sure. I don't play a ton of them, and some of the ones that I do, the roguelites that I play, don't have that much going for them on the Discord. But the DCSS roguelikes Discord is extremely well visited. Lots of people. A lot of the bots work really nicely there. Scorch has such a limited range. My God. Being able to cast it 4 and 5 times in a row, as opposed to just once, is a big deal. I think I take for granted how much I'm used to being able to train spell casting on like an Octopode or a Knoll as a gimme. Because even just being 5 mana points instead of 9 is a big deal. Like 9 is so much more than 5. Oh, what is that amulet and how can I get it? I'll tell you how you can get it by not being a greedy a-hole. That's how you can get it. Anybody else? Amulet of Elemental Vulnerability. Oh, AC +8 with a downside is extremely tempting. Alright, if that isn't the ID scroll, I don't know what is. So let's go and ID everything now. Alright, we've got all of our big stuff. Speed, teleportation, healing, and lignification. Stuff that will keep me alive. Flame Wave, are you ready? 32% is not ready, bro. What am I wearing that's so hard to get through ringmail? Put some points into armor now. We'll get ringmail castable. Let's get it 1 spell level or 2. Or 1 armor skill level or 2, and then we'll see what's up. Notice that in this game I did not have Grinder and Sigmund both lined up on floor 1 and 2. And just how much less stress I've had to do with the diving and undiving and diving and undiving as a result. Vulnerability. We haven't found the temple yet or anything, right? Okay. Yeah, this one's definitely... This has got to be the one, man. This has got to be the guy that goes the distance. We're going to get this guy later. Alright, burn and back off. And the bear, kill the bear. Hey, temple! You know, the more I think about it, the more I realize there isn't a whole lot of fire damage in the early game, and there's not actually that much cold damage either. The problem isn't that there is or isn't a much of it. The problem is that getting hit by it kills you if you have +3, or sorry, double minus weakness. I don't think I see Gazog here. I don't, and I am unfortunately, much like Gazog, very greedy. What happens if I do this? It doesn't affect my AC, so an unimproved ring mail is not as good as an improved thing. Yeah, we jab you. We jab you again. Why is it countering? Oh, because I have it keyed. Alright, Prince Rivets are down. This isn't the game where I put poison darts because I couldn't find poison this game. If Flame Wave works, this is the place to use it. Yes! Do it again. Yup. Aksok-san. Kill evil instantly. Okay. Armor search. Nothing of note. Next, please. And Gazog hasn't been found yet, right? Okay. So I'll make sure that Gazog hasn't been found. When you're waiting for a specific god, make sure that you haven't found him and forgotten about it. Oh no, I moved Scorch to the wrong letter. So I'm using the wrong spell this whole time. Whoops. That's another unforced error, but at least this time it didn't kill me. That is fair. This is actually fair on both counts. The enemy that I'm specifically thinking of, though, is the Orc Wizard. And any wand carrying unique, they already deal tons of damage to you, but on top of that, they can have a non-zero chance to get an enhancer blast. It's probably not gameplay optimal. Probably gameplay optimal is to wear this amulet until I find a better one, because it's literally a dead slot otherwise. And AC +8 can help my cause. And the answer to what if something comes along that's elementally is just be more cautious when you see him. Don't get hit as much. Run away more quickly. It's not like I'm going to get hit with a horde of them. Poison is more common, and I don't even resist poison in my current form. See, I can know all of that and still be uncovered. Hell yes! This is what I'm dwarfing about. That's what I'm dwarfing about. +5 ring mail. Ordinary paper mage doesn't pick that up. See, I don't know about this. In my experience, cold magic tends to not deal high burst, right? Whereas fire magic tends to be all about the burst. So I would take that's frustrating. I would take a -5 cold over a -fire most days. But yeah, any minus is still, you're fine until you're not, and it changes pretty quickly. Starburst is on the horizon. Conjuration of fire. We are training fire. We are training conjuration, and we are going to slow our roll on fire a little bit. Armor got trained way more than I intended, so that's fine. Technically, we could start putting points into... Actually, no, let's get it to a round number. Technically, we could start putting points into other stuff too, but let's still focus on being dangerous before we focus on being safe. Because the best counter spell is death. I was tempted to go Vampiric Dagger, but no, Short Sword of Electricity is just so good. This is an excellent point, and it's only reason I don't think about it is that I don't get hit by them. Like, as a mage, you generally have so much capability to put down a trap that they'll walk into and melt them without taking any damage, whether it's blast motes or passive damage from a summon or whatever. I can't remember being hit by a Steel Locker in forever. Because they're zombie intelligence. They walk right at you and they basically ask you, how would you like to chop me up today, sir? But fair, I mean, you don't always have the luxury of choosing your engage. But we're specifically right now talking about a situation where it doesn't go as planned, not one where it does. Okay. I would be very happy to accident my way into a revelation scroll. There it is. Pretty clear where the glass is. We need to remember that we're not playing a power build yet. We're still playing very much a starter kit plus 5% build. So caution is warranted. We also will take blast motes here for sure, and not a second too soon. Okay, that isn't where it was. Then where is it? Oh, southwest. Whoops. It's a real shame not to have Gazog when you go into this place. So much money left on the ground. I'm surrounded. I'm surrounded. What do we do here? We have enough for one flame wave. I think Mind Bursting the Frog is a very reasonable option. Or, accidentally hit minus while you're hitting the key. That's a real forward thing. But now he's effectively popcorn. So now I think I'm a little safer. Just do this. You do have to pause to recover mana, though. That's gonna cost me the time volt. So be it. Yeah. See, if I hadn't paused to recover mana, I'd be in deep trouble right now. I might still be in deep trouble. Honestly, we'll see. Not that deep. I'm a mountain dwarf. Deep is where I belong. Okay. Made it. Bog bodies can do. You know what? Yeah. I mean, fire might be worse, but cold is by no means a non-issue. There's plenty of sources of elemental damage. And I guess the one thing about that amulet, though, is I can choose to take it off, right? So, like, I should be choosing to take it off the moment I come into this place. Then again, you probably don't enter the random ossuary or whatever they're calling them these days, expecting to see bog bodies. It's mostly zombies you expect. Cash in. I'll take an amulet of regeneration. That just seems like more my speed. That's more my level of risk. Low to none. We found a potion of mutation, which means I can now drink ID potions with relative impunity. Oh yeah, I forgot. These guys are forced displacement now. Not you again. 1 minute. Okay, so we are showing some small improvement. Not a ton, but some. I feel so bad about the last run that died just because I still beat myself up about it. Let's. Oh, hey! I was like, let's just check the scrolls, and we got the exact scroll I want. So now we can just taste ID all of these potions without worrying about it. Yep, none of them anything that I would have wanted to waste an ID scroll to keep. And now we have most of our ID game complete. We have Blink and Teleport ID'd. We have Healing. I don't think we have Heal Wounds ID'd yet. I could be wrong. We have a Ring of Flight. Let's just put that on and then go see what else is here. We can take you on, I guess. Let's go here. Seriously, have nothing new coming this way. Starburst is 54% pre-deity. That's fantastic. Alright, that was literally as good as could have been. I was ready to burn a consumable to get out of trouble if I had to there, but I didn't have to. Actually, that's a fair point. I'm used to playing mages that have an escape route. Swiftness, blink, or the ability to just, Ozo's armor and put down roots. The fact that with this guy, my only solution is kill him before he kills you, and he's a gas guzzler, does mean that I'm not instinctively playing this mage the way I would play other mages. On the flip side, it's instead of putting on Ozo's armor, I just wear my actual armor because I'm friggin' dwarf of dwarfic proportions. Alright, D7 no Gazog. So at this point, not picking a deity is actually just a bad choice. I mean, it was always the wrong choice, but now it's a bad choice. Don't keep an unleveled or a low-leveled dagger, vamp dagger that you're never going to use. Enchantable trident you can keep. +4 enchantable dagger you can keep. Whip you can keep. None of these I'm actually going to wield, so it's kind of pointless that I'm thinking about it. Roots I would be more likely to use. What the hell did they do to you, Erica? You used to be an ogre. Yeah, well, not anymore you're not, I guess. Do you resist fire, though? You don't? Oh, welcome to my lair. You can be invisible. Two can play at that game. The seeing invisible game, anyway. Double magical power is actually tempting, but no, if I've lost one round, I've lost both. There he is. I was just about to give up on you, Gazog. Thank you for not giving up on me, giving up on you. I just realized something. His vault has gold that you can dig your way into. Oh no, that's the tithe. Is the idea that you one god wants tithe of money and the other god wants you to dig your way in and take the money? That's great. Because that gives you the tool to steal money from the poor. Maurice, huh? They changed his tile and I didn't recognize him, but yeah, that's Maurice, all right. Let's get some willpower up on this, and I don't want to lose my see invisible though. So yeah, it's gonna be a problem. Let's do this. I don't need to see invisible to know that I'm trying to run away from you. I do need a will to do anything though. Do this while confused, I assume. So there you go. The Amulet of Elemental Vulnerability. What just happened? Did I just pick that up? I thought I already had that. Oh, right, he stole it. Son of a gun. Wait, did he put it on? Did he steal it and put it on right when I went to town on him with fire? Oh, that would be the funniest thing. Oh my god, I hope that's an interaction that's in the game. Yeah, Good job stealing it. You didn't know I was carrying around my biggest the biggest. Oh, I can enchant artifacts. That includes the dagger. And that's a random dagger. I thought when they said the best ones, the blue ones, you can't. But those are just unrants, I guess. So any custom artifact can be. Oh, but it doesn't apply to not, so I can't do it as an octopode with 9 rings. It has to be as a dwarf, but dwarves get all sorts humans get. So if you're like me and you love grinding for endgame loot, yeah, dwarf might be a pet favorite of mine for going ultra zigs with, just for the fun factor. All right, good, clear. All right, we don't need that. You guys can all get torched. Thank you. It feels so much better to have the deity set. Like, I no longer have to worry about if the floor will or won't spawn anything now. Everything is just a bonus from here on out, and we should have no problem, assuming I don't cork it up again, reaching the lair and getting this guy going. I would say that dwarves are appropriately being dwarf fire elementalists are appropriately being classified as easy. They're not intermediate. They're an intermediate easy. You have to do more than just roll your face on the keyboard, and if you screw up, you will be punished. But they have all the tools you need to get through, and that's awesome. I have to pay into electricity. I might, if he gets into melee, I'm going to put out my dagger of resist electricity. Otherwise, we're just going to run because I've spent all my mana killing Harold and company. Having enough AC to stand in the middle of a crowd with Flame Wave is a big deal. And that is what this build is letting me do. Also, Starburst. Starburst is now learnable. I'm going to cap Conj at 10. We're going to cap Fire Magic at 15 for the time being, and we're going to start getting some spell levels up. I want Starburst active. It's going to take a while to get there. Also, at some point, I picked up Mephitic Cloud and I wasn't paying attention. It's a good thing I wasn't, because I would have leaned on it, and it's more important for me to recognize that this build works without a crutch than it is to have a good run. Oh, those were Kirari darts? We need to go back for those immediately. Kirari. Okay, let's clear the darts. Why don't you all come a little closer? So I can make the most of a single fire cast. Scorch in 7 years. Yeah, we're gonna really pour it onto spellcasting now. Both for the spell levels and for the cross trainings that will make Conjurations of Poison and Air workable, aka Mephitic Cloud. I was hoping he wouldn't follow me, but he did. Heal wounds, resistance. I don't have it. So then invisibility. And do we run or do we fight? I want to heal again. I can't. So lignification probably. Just to be on the safe side. I had hoped to run rather than stand and fight both of them. But I was prepared to burn a consumable to make that situation survivable, and it was. Learning what the least valuable consumable that gets you through is awesome. Hell yeah! Woo! You know the best thing about Mountain Dwarfs is that their two-letter prefix is MD, and that's literally what I am. So the MD is in the house, as it were. Okay, do I want a short sword of electrocution or a sweeping axe blow? Neither. I want to continue to use flame wave wherever possible, so I'll keep this in my list of weapons to have and never wield. Because in any situation where I would be using that weapon, I should be trying to get out of the situation. +6 sling. Ooh, that's nasty. I would enjoy that. Enchantable now, mind you, because dwarves can enchant dwarven shit. God. I want to say one of the very first videos I ever made on Crawl on my YouTube channel was how to make or how to run or starting a dwarven berserker. Mountain dwarf berserker. Dwarven berserker? Dwarf berserker? I don't even think they were called mountain dwarf back then. It must have been because there was a deep dwarf. So yeah, mountain dwarf berserker. Okay, safe distance acquired. It's a bad engage because it's right by a staircase with a corner on it. Alright, good. Man, I didn't realize Steam was going to hurt that badly. Said Microsoft. Ooh, oh, there's that resistance potion I hoped I had, but didn't. That saved me a lignification. Yeah, it's fine. Support your ass. Amazing how just a couple basic spells from your basic spell book end up being your heart and soul for most of the run. We did it, boys! We got there. Starburst at level what? Like 10, 11? No, we're not that low level, actually. Let's cap this at 6. So let's cap this at 6 and start getting some defense skills online. Where are we on Nymphitic? It's memorizable. Sweet, we take that too. And now we have everything that I think I need to win the layer. We have blast motes. We have this. We are going to need to continue to train fire and conjuration more, obviously, in order to make it super castable. It's not super castable just yet. If there's any justice in the world, we'll get our firestorm and eventually can go all the way with that too. But that's a ways off. That is so future dwarf problems. For those of you who don't understand when I'm joking, I in no way believe that this character requires that to win the game. You good? All right. How bad is Oroka for us, really? Banishment 10%. Not ideal. Banishment is kind of a death sentence right now. She ain't getting charmed out of it, is she? Just close the door and then try to firebomb her as soon as possible. 1, 2, 3. We made good on it. There was a non-zero chance of getting abyssed there, but it was a very low chance. Stage of the game, there's very few scrolls that are dangerously unsafe for me to read, and I haven't found my acquirement scroll, so I need to be reading scrolls liberally. All right, Dwarf is doing good. We are under constriction for some reason, probably gloom. So now we just blow him up along with everybody else and their mother. Oh my god, this whole area is completely disconnected from the rest of the level. Just like the Dwarven mines used to be. Yeah, we're fine. Gotta remember that I have an Mephitic Cloud AoE disable available. I don't have to use AoE fire kills. But fire kills things, so it kind of disables, I guess, for some value of disable. Yeah, we run. And then we get our back to a teleporter, and then we stand our ground. Waiting into the middle of troops, then going off with Flame Wave and Starburst is kind of what this character is doing right now. So AC buffs are huge for me. A lot of them. You guys all done? Ooh, that's a nasty vault. I don't like it one bit. Let's run. I don't need the haste, but if I don't use it here, I'm not likely to use it later anyway. Not for a long time. Not because it's a bad choice, just because I am not a player who remembers haste in most situations. And I would not, yeah, so I'm not going to end up using that haste elsewhere, and here it secures me my escape, so we'll use it here. Come on, what else you got? You got nothing on me, lad. Nothing. I remember when I used to have to use consumables to stay alive against you. Those days are gone. I got Firebird. I got the power of the Sunny Bee. Ooh, that's Circe. I have a will bonus, so... Orcolator! Oh, crap, that was the Orcish Mines. Okay. Well, I guess we're doing Orc early. Honestly, I'm not going to necessarily clear it or anything, but I have so much AoE that the biggest issue that you run into here, I already have the answer for. High damage and being swarmed. Second floor is, ogre heavy or something. I probably have no problem just taking it down. And getting to the purchasing powers might net me some gloves. I'll totally take gloves. Yeah, I forgot about this part where I don't have anything that works against things that aren't fire or poison. Summoning is an option. We got Mind Burst as an option. But Charming. Charming's not a great option. Mind Burst, 29% is decent. I can always teleport away. I've got lots of teleport available to me. Okay. Rooting you at distance is a decent option, and break the ability for you to continue to stab me. That's decent. Now what? Now we run. Gotta teleport, bro. Barbs are gonna get you otherwise. Stabbing doesn't get you the barbs well. Okay, now with a full tank, I can deal with you more easily. Are they immune to fire or just highly resistant? Immune. So anything that's dealing damage by fire is irrelevant. Blast motes. That's not what I was doing, Brody. Spell. Blast motes. Concussive. hopefully untyped, but it's probably at least somewhat fiery. It doesn't appear to care at all. Face to face. He'll hit me more than I'll hit him. He'll hit harder. And on hit, he'll give me barbs. So run. We just got done explaining how we didn't need to do this area. Is there any way to distract him long enough to get away? Probably not. I could have taken Dazzle Flash to have a shot here. This might help. Give me some room at least. He already got me barbed in the 5 seconds it took to do that. God damn it. Okay, this is the worst possible landing zone. We still have the barbs in, so I think teleport's in order here as well. Actually, not a terrible teleport. It's just oh, I still have the barbs in. Fucking hell. Okay, we're in trouble. So, fear. That will give me the 3 turns I need to stand still, hopefully. It didn't work on the knight. Invisibility. That will prevent smiting. Barbs are out, so it's time to run. Dispersal's deathly. Revelation. We need to know exactly what we're dealing with here. We have gone to the wrong corner. And we've managed to get boxed in. And we have 3 big charges. We do not have a stand your ground character. We do have lots of teleportation. We don't have poison. We do have torment with lignification. Quite a few options. It depends. I've been playing a lot of games, but I play a fair amount of crawl. Lately, I've been playing Dragon Quest Monsters and such. But okay, here's my thoughts. They don't know where I am, so I would rather take my chances of running away and them not finding me. Have enough mana to unload with Starburst here. And now I'm out of options. And there's more coming. I do have Potion of Magic, so we're going to plan to stand our ground here with Starburst. Okay. That worked. It's going to be a long time before they'll let me out. That's fine. I deserve this. I deserve this. It's amazing, by the way, how all of this, mind you, was brought on by not a huge army, but by one stupidity of putting my head in too far against a red devil. And then, yeah, he's immune to the things I attack with, so no damage. I haven't hybridized at all. But lucky for me, my initial assessment of why Orc should be survivable is spot on. Most of these enemies, I have AoE I have good AoE options, and so getting swarmed isn't the end of the world. With any luck, I might even get my wish and get out to a store. Let's bring them into my kill hole. Seriously? I feel like an ambush predator, hiding, waiting, boom. You're ponderous, so I'm not worried about you coming at me anytime soon. Plus 10 ponderous. Clytemnestra. Are you all done? No? Okay. Are you all done now? I don't think that Gazog is a bad god with any build, including this one, but I think Ignis is probably a more natural fit. Because as a fire elementalist, you don't have escapes. Ignis solves that problem. Whoa. Not good. Magic for sure here. Out in the open. We need this guy down immediately. Both guys. There we go. Walk with a virtual cloud of fire thingies on me at all times. And let's start making the journey back to the kill hole, ideally before the priest summons anything, because it can summon things that don't care about fire, and then I'm in trouble. Alright, we're in the kill hole. What the devil is this? I'm flanked. My kill hole has a hole in it. Or these guys have been searching for where I last was and finally found it. Well, either way, I wasn't expecting them here, so I am in a bit of a pickle. I hate to give up more magic potions. I only have one left. Can we charm these guys? Charm would go a long way here. Or root would not go as far. No, at this point I need it. Just if for nothing else than to pierce and catch the summoner, the high priest. Okay, we're out of magic potions, so next time it'll have to be a 400 gold potion petition. It gets a little lucky. How did you ogres find me? Honestly, I think what happened is they're at subhuman intelligence, so they took a while, but eventually they went to the place that they knew I had gone. And that's how they got there. I can't think how else they would have done it. I'm gonna hug this teleport trap and use it as an escape tool, since most of the floor is safe now. At least I believe most of it. You all done yet? All right, there we go. Okay, no magic potion, which is what I really wanted. There are curings, which I have 2 of. I could stand to have more, sure. The thing that I want most in this position of heal wounds, I don't have. So this is a very big fail for me. Cool, there's nice amulets. There's a storm talisman, which is always exciting, but nothing that jumps out at me as a must-have. I will pick up intelligence, because that doubles into damage. And with my mana reserves finally having grown, I don't need quite so much supplementation. Okay, there we go. Orb of Mayhem, plate armor of uber awesomeness, helmet of passable usefulness. I think plate armor of uber awesomeness is probably the way to go. Let's examine. It gives an encumbrance rating of 18. By way of comparison, the ring mail that I'm wearing now is 7. Late game mages can definitely wear ring mail if they're very well trained, which means encumbrance rating is still 4 points too high typically, but it comes bundled with a lot of intelligence. So I've got all the pros and cons out of the way. Paying for the +1 on a cloak, that seems reasonable. playing to free up the C Invis ring, that seems reasonable. So we'll do that for sure. And Q. And then ditch. Then yeah, we'll keep the ring in our pocket until we don't need it at all. These are all useless to me. I'm not sold on the plate mail plan just yet, but I am going to test it by putting on some generic plate mail, removing my intelligence ring, and seeing what happens. Starburst goes to 38%. Now, if I have +6 intelligence on top, 28%. So the +7 intelligence boost on top of that might get it to around 12, 13. Honestly, this is kind of one of those situations where you're playing a dwarf. Why don't you just go for it? It is really the rationale that I'm going to end up using. Well, hell, here's the deal. If it turns out to be a terrible plan, how much money am I out? Half. Sure. Sacrifice to the altar of Gozov experimentation on the dwarf. 17%, almost the exact number I said. Very cast worthy. And my AC is 27, which is just nuts. So, yeah, I think we're okay with this plan. I think we're very okay with this plan, at least tentatively. Now let's go back upstairs. Quickly leave before... Actually, that guy is already within LOS of me, son of a gun. Find a different staircase. Nope, find a different staircase. Yep. Okay. Let's go back to the lair, which I apparently found at some point and forgot I had found. And immediately just unload on the first thing I see. Astronaut. And suffer for it. Make sure he's poisoned before I leave. So that while I'm regenerating, he's regenerating less. Oh my god. What the hell? Lair branch opening has 5 Death Yaks and Gastronaut this close to the door. I don't even understand this game anymore. I don't have Revelation. I do have Teleportation. I don't have Poison Scroll, which I could really have used right now. I think I just run. I mean, there's no reason to stand my ground against this much. I don't have a dig. Well, I do have 1 dig charge to make a safe hole. And now I have... Okay. I have a teleport trap. So I have 1 get out of jail free card. No, get out of jail cheap card anyway. We'll play it. Flame Wave is probably the way to go. Just because I don't have the mana to Starburst over and over. Problem is this whole floor isn't cleared yet, so this is just a really bad time for me to be this far behind. I just got here. 50%. I need you as an ally immediately. Thank you. Can we block the way, please? Not doing badly. It's just that there's a lot coming at us. 50, 50, got it. We're just buying time for our mana to come back. That's the sad part. Actually, that's a fair point. If I had the ability to switch to my magic regeneration amulet safely, that would be so much more useful in general than health regeneration. I've explored a lot of the dungeon floor here. I've got 1 Starburst in me at a 17% fail rate. That's not a good ratio. I don't have the ability to regenerate mana by any means. I do have a potential Grizzly Bear ally, though. Black Bear ally, not Grizzly Bear. Okay, look how much of the floor I explored. No staircase down. Not one. Are you serious? Am I crazy? This is not where it should be placing me. And I can't blink and run because Gastronoc's guarding the way out. I could haste. I guess. It's gotta be some kind of sick joke. What kind of teleport is this? I'll just say this, 27 AC never felt so good. What is our odds? Yeah, you can't befuddle these guys. Okay, let's review. We have no idea where the staircase down is. We have one staircase out that's probably guarded by Gastronoc. We could attack with Starburst twice, but we could die in the process. Even one miscast could be fatal. We can't afford a Flame Wave, not with 5 of them beating us up. We have no reasonable expectation of dodging. Invisibility might not be the worst option here, honestly. Just to lower all of their hits at once. And now, we'll see if we can kill anybody. Well, we got 0 kills, so that's not ideal. Really needed at least one of them dead. We have no piercing attacks. I guess we have javelins. Maybe javelin through most vulnerables. And remember, we never found heal wound potions, even though we pre-cleared Orc. Well, the good news is Gastronoc didn't at least, come in from behind us. That was in no way a guarantee. I am not used to having to use this many consumables just to get into the lair. It's kind of a lot. 77 on Curari, and now we run. That's gotta be enough to... Dang it, there was a gap in that wall. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. You're doing okay, kid, you're doing okay. Can't afford to risk a Gastronaut guard, so we're gonna continue this way. Can't afford to unload with Starburst until it's at least gonna hit twice. 2 blasts didn't kill anything, so 3 blasts is kind of more the trigger level. This is good. This is good. 1, 2, 3. Third one was a miscast. I've got an electric sword and 27 AC, so that was insane. That was just, hey, how's it going, Zed? Good to see you. That was absolutely freaking insane, man. I cannot believe that didn't kill me. I've never teleported into melee with that many lethal monsters at once. I don't think. Maybe I haven't, I just don't remember, but I've had some extremely deadly teleports before. I've teleported into the orb chamber, but not such that I was actually in melee with more than one enemy, like that many enemies all at once. I could be trampled here potentially, but it's unlikely. Have to be one of these elements. Only one of these elements is actually in a position to trample. Okay. You know who we haven't seen head or tail of so far? Gastronoc. I'm so glad you asked. Quite apart from the fact that they're called MDs, because, we all know dwarves are doctors, the mountain dwarf comes back with a few interesting race tricks. 1, they get +2 or 3 to their basic armor, which is nice. 2, pardon me. All right. 1, they get significant armor training skill and fire skill, so they're now intended to be of earth and fire. 2, they get a -6 encumbrance penalty at baseline. So they become the armor-wearing mage class by default. 3, and perhaps the most important, the most unique, enchant armor scrolls can now be used on artifacts instead of only on unenchanted or unranked, or you can use it on white artifacts instead of only being able to use it on the blue ones or basic items. So the late game where I'm mostly wearing artifacts now, so I don't need any more enchant scrolls, all your enchant armor scrolls can still boost them. Now the exception is blue artifacts, which I believe are the unrams. Those can't be enchanted. But who cares, man? Like, if you're like me, you always get that one really cool piece that that is just not as high as you like, or it's +7. Well, now it can be a +9. Okay, let's kill this guy. Let's do 1 poison. We got to stay where his airstrike isn't going to hurt us too badly. That's why we're not coming out from our corner just yet. Now we're adjacent to 4 tiles, but we're going to burn him really bad. That's all I can muster, so I hope you die. Okay, good. +2 hat of willpower is excellent. Worth everything I suffered to get here. Man, that was the craziest layer 1 I've ever seen. 6 death yaks in vision range with Gastronaut right as soon as you enter, followed by exploring 2/3 of the floor without finding anything. And on top of all this nonsense, though, I did get a pair of boots. Look how free floor 2 is by comparison. Nuts. Just nuts. But it's okay. What it does is it proves that my build is effective. Speaking of build, have I actually checked my training in a while? No. Magic is going off the chart. Starburst is 12. Yeah, here's a perspective. Ready for this? Armor training 11.5, right? Magic is 18.5 and 10 for Congen and Fire Magic, respectively. And I'm wearing a +9 plate mail of int +7. Yeah, I'm casting level 6 and 7 spells in plate mail. And we're not talking post-endgame armor mastery. It's just still early times. I desperately need some way to hurt monsters that don't care about fire. Don't have it yet, but, eyes are open. Cast is not good. Sky Shark. Select the elephant already, and then we'll just burn him to death. Okay, we ran out of mana. That's not cool. Can we burst you apart? 50-50? Yeah, we'll take it. Ooh, this is an interesting take. Yeah, animate armor is interesting because I'll be wearing uber armor. May as well hit like a truck with it. Honestly, just being able to wear cool armor is always fun. And for me, dwarves have always been badass. I think my first D&D character ever was a dwarf. And planning for endgame and post-endgame and ziggurats where the vision, I don't know if it'll actually happen, but the vision is you continuously get to use your scrolls of enchant armor to make every piece of artifact you find +10. Like, that's going to be so much fun. I feel like this was an extremely late layer with extremely high level monsters, and I'm suffering for it. The obvious solution, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is to pick up an axe or a mace that has +2 training, train at 5 levels, and use that for my anti-fire weapon. so that when I'm up against an enemy that is resistant to fire, I just whack it until it dies with my freaking plate mail. Most of those enemies are. Ooh, what is that? Let's look at that. I guess I forgot to go back after I cleared out the enemies that were in there. Yeah, this run has had a lot of oh shit moments that I managed to turn around by not giving up, even though they were very much okay. You can just give up now. Good enough. Stabby, 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 stabby. Burn. Stabby, stabby, stabby. Burn. Come on, I want to go see what the Polish rapier is. Polished rapier. It's more fun to call it Polish. Alright, y'all dead? Excellent. How many times do I have to get rid of you boys? Right, let's look at the Polish rapier. Okay, I somehow hit the wrong button and tried to run away. That was not it. Oh yeah, I forgot about you. We actually aren't that much more capable of dealing with you now than we were before, huh? Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what we're already sort of doing. Hitting things when we run out of other options. I should just go hand axe and train it up, I guess. Forgot that I had run away from this floor. Okay, I'm glad we checked for this. Freeze, resist necro, will +++, resist corrosion, MP -9. That's a really cool weapon. Here's the best part. Because I'm a dwarf, I think that the encumbrance penalty, the encumbrance property isn't used in the shield formula. Someone smarter than me, please answer this question. Does the -6 encumbrance work with shields too? The easiest way to test it would honestly just be to put on a shield and see what happens. If encumbrance is how bucklers are calculated, then it should be 0 because -6 is definitely enough to get that down to 0. Let's ditch this. Let's ditch this. Okay. I'll carry this around as a defense weapon. If it was a +9 rapier, in other words, if I put all my enchant scrolls on it, then I could have a freezing weapon for enemies that are immune to fire with resist necro and will ++. The only downside is that it costs me mana, and I am already a gas guzzler, so I really do need the extra mana. In the meantime, let's do Axis training. Oh, what did I just do? In the meantime, let's do Axis training. Let's turn off Fire Magic altogether. Let's turn off armor training, and let's get axes all the way up to 6 or 7 or something. Now, when I wield this hand axe of electrocution, I'm working on an actual winning strategy. Come upstairs with me, bro. Okay. Also, is there an enchant weapon? I could just dump all my enchant weapons into this too. Yeah, that's not terrible. There are better axes that I've ignored because I wasn't playing for axes? No. Okay, good. Lair of Beasts, level 2, level 3. Because mostly the enemies that I'm thinking of that are going to be like this are going to be like the Djinn, the Salamander, simple enemies that are just happen to also be fire immune. I'm hoping that by the late game when I'm dealing with much nastier fire creatures, I will have better solutions. I can actually O-tab as a mage. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, this is pretty sweet. Melee mage is pretty sweet. I'd say that these guys are natural-born reavers. Or hybrids or whatever. Oh no, you stayed inside a petrification cloud, you deserve to die. But you're wearing plate armor, so you won't. Got anything else? No? Okay. Oh, confusion eyes. Burn them. Okay, we got axes all the way. What is an axe now? Attack delay is 1. It's not terrible. Let's put some more points into axes. In other words, I am going to pretend like, I'm a melee without a deity. Since my deity isn't really helping me the way that I would expect a melee player's deity to. Looks like we have a ton of people watching, so hello to all of you, and thank you so much for tuning in to watch me, for the first time in as long as I can remember, play actual experimental Trunk right as it's pushed. I was just so happy to see Dwarves. I've never gotten over Dwarves being kicked out of the game. In fact, I think the first time I stopped playing the latest was over that change. I just didn't see why Minotaurs got to be the new Dwarf. Dwarf used to be the one guy whose identity was we are just very solid. And then they felt Hilorix did that, and Minotaurs and Dwarves, so why do we need all three? And then instead of... And I think they tried to push that by... Pardon me. They tried to push that by then making the Hill Orc unique, like a priest, keeping the Minotaur as just the default melee class, and getting rid of the dwarf. Or no, and making the dwarf unique by saying you have deep dwarves. The deep dwarves are like the opposite of dwarves. They're flimsy, they're not strong, they're not robust. Everything you don't think of when you think of Gimli, son of Gloin. Alright, we out of here. I mean, and imagine a Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup with no elves, no Tolkien-esque elves, and yeah, I was just like weird. So anyway, TLDR, hearing that they're back has me playing this game more now. Has me immediately jumping back in and trying this now. I honestly don't know what else to train until something different comes along that changes up my strategy. Let's get Fire Magic to 20. Let's keep Conjurations and generic spellcasting and fighting and armor going. And hell, do we need dodging? I don't need dodging, do we? No, dodging. Dodging is so much easier to train up right now than anything else. So yeah, we'll throw it on. This is not a typically smart way to train skills. I just genuinely don't have a direction. I've mastered, or I'm in the process of mastering the spells I've got, and I don't know how much further it's going to go. I guess I could say I need to go all in on the melee plan. God, you have a lot of breath for one creature. They all stink. No, we don't need Ring of Positive Energy, although it's interesting to note that we've hit the point in the game where we are now too encumbered, so we finally are developing a bit of a loot cache problem. What is in the middle that I care about? Nothing I can tell, nothing I care. You know what we also haven't found yet is... So yeah, that's the other thing that I was going to mention. I haven't found spells this game. I found 2 books this entire game. Maybe 3. It might not kill me to summon a store even at this point. I'd be very happy for an armor store. Oh, there's a pair of gloves on the first floor I forgot to equip. Let me go back to those. Yeah, I'd be very happy for an armor store to give me some sexy options. A general store still might give me more of those enchant scrolls that I can now use on artifacts. And a bookstore might give me something to do with my massive training experience talent. Yeah, we'll just take you on. We're all about AoE, so you can't hide from us. Apparently you're evasive as hell. Evade this. Not bad. Bye-bye, Jeremiah. Okay. Lose the Helmet of Sea. You lose the Simple Spear. Lose the Dagger of Flaming. I have better ways to burn things. Always. And yeah, I'm going to make good on my own advice and summon a store. General, antiques, or armor? Well, it's got to be armor. Oh, boy, am I glad it was armor. Boots of Flying is a marginal benefit. +9 or +10 plate mail of int +7 is not going to be beaten anytime soon. Not on this build. But scale mail of RCN +3, but +6 is tempting. Because with my minus encumbrance, it goes from a 10 to a 4. By way of comparison, that's like wearing leather for most characters. So, yeah, I could wear the scale mail with virtually no penalty. I already cleared Orc. I actually cleared Orc before Lair because of how effed up that floor was. So, nothing coming there. The truth is, Starburst is enough. Like, Starburst is great, and the more gear I get, the better it is. Normally these gloves would be a dead end, right? You can't enchant them anymore, but I can just enchant the armor on them and build it up. But wait, can I enchant past +2? Oh, I don't think so. There's no way. Yeah, you can't do that. Okay. If you could enchant any artifact armor past its natural limit, that would be broken. Because then you could take a basic cloak into a +10 cloak. I guess enchant armor scrolls are rare enough that it's not a big deal. Yeah, that would have been so sick. But nah, that wouldn't have been fair though. Also, hello, Ugly Paint. I don't think we've met. Have we met? If not, hello. And if we have, sorry I didn't recognize. My fault. Pair of boots. Do I or do I not go for fly boots? No, there's no situation I need them right now. If I need them for like swampy waters, I'll come back for it. All right, into the meat grinder again. You guys line up in a line, I shoot you in a line. When you guys line up in a bubble, when I run out of mana, I swing my axe. Axe, by the way, is quite reasonable. 0.8. This is a fire burst. This is a fire burst. This is a fire burst. This is a bravely ran away. Fire burst, fire burst. Always intelligence on your mages. And this is a pure mage if I ever made one. Noxious Bog BVC Ringyas. We are back in business. Man, is everything I have an AoE? I'm not much on single target damage. Borgnor's is good, but Necro plus Earth is a lot. Ringyas Bog is a solo school, and it's one I don't have any training in. But it will help me cross-train up for Infinite Cloud, I guess, in theory. Let's turn off some of this pointless stuff. Or I shouldn't say pointless, generic stuff. -2. If I'm training at a -2, I need to have a specific goal. Saying I want Irignia's Bog is all well and good, but why? Here's my thinking. You're not wrong. BBC is fantastic, but here's my thinking. I'm a gas guzzler right now. All my spells cost a ton. This costs 6. This costs 4 or 3 plus. Sorry, not this one. This costs 4 plus 1 to be effective. Even my most basic peck him with a damage spell costs 2. What I need is something I can fire and forget, and that's Arigna's Bog. So there is some long-term value. Effectively training Arigna's Bog is like training mana for me, and I am, and this isn't. There have been many times this run that I've been forced to make bad retreats because the alternative was fighting with low mana. I could have had a lot more consumables right now if I hadn't run out of mana a couple times. I had to dive a floor and then ended up suffering for having dived down the floor. Oh, whoa, am I dying? Shit. Okay, I am dying. That's not cool. I did not realize that you were going to deal that much damage that fast. Clearly, I did not respect you enough. We blow you up, I think. We blow you up. There we go. That was scary as hell. Another situation where Arigna's Bog would have been the difference between retreat and bare survival versus dominance. He would have been slowed and heavily poisoned in the bog. And I would have had plenty more mana to work with because it would have been a one-time cast for 4 hits. So yeah, I think we focus on Bog, and that gives us a string of answers to a string of situations. We can O-tab like I just did for simple things. We can use Flame Wave for medium things like this. And we can Starburst for killing big enemies when we need the damage. I will bet you with 29 intelligence at this stage of the game, I'm doing colossal damage to these enemies. It's not like I'm not hitting hard. Where's Arigna's Bog? Completely uncastable, right? Yeah, so it'll be a while before we're casting it. That's fine. In the meantime, we train spell casting and benefit us in every category. No, Starburst isn't the best. It's just that when the game gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But it's good. Not regeneration. They have encumbrance -6. So dwarves, mountain dwarves specifically, do not suffer armor penalties nearly as badly as other races. Further, they have dwarven capabilities so that they can use enchant armor scrolls on artifacts, basic artifacts, not unranked. So you can continuously make your armors better and better, even if it would ordinarily not be doable. And that's pretty sweet. So like this +0 pair of gloves I have with the resist electricity could become a +2 with enchant scrolls. My problem is I never use my enchant scrolls. I always save them for when I most need them, which means I never use them because I never most need them. Until of course I'm dead, at which point I guess I don't need them anymore. So that is also not the point where I most need them. Do I have a weapon of poison? No, but I do have a whip of freezing that's going to get replaced with a demon whip. I desperately need to pick up that, so we're going to lose this and flavor this. That's true. I've been playing this game since version 0.7, 0.6. And so for me, I still have vivid memories of them. But yeah, the classic dwarf was basically think Minotaur and you're on the right track. Like they're the big burly, strong axes, strong armor class. The fact that they kind of overlapped with Minotaur a lot meant that the devs eventually decided why have a hill orc and a minotaur and a dwarf? Let's get rid of mountain dwarves and make all of the dwarves the strange deep dwarf. Let's get rid of let's change up I think they added Baal and all of the orcish worship, so hill orcs became quote unquote more interesting. And then and after all that was done, there was no more mountain dwarf. And now with deep dwarves being like semi replaced, not being used, Meteorin is taking their place. There's room for them again. I can't believe I didn't come off this sooner. Let's do this, like all into alchemy or all into spellcasting. I think alchemy. Rigna's Bog is showing promise. That's good. Give it a little more time, it'll get there. In the meantime, if I wasn't so OCD for round numbers, I'd do this. So let's just do what I should be doing, even if I'm OCD against it. All right, we have cleared the lair. We have cleared the orcish mines. Let's finish clearing the main dungeon. What's our time, by the way? 1.5 hours. This is cool. If you haven't played on this server, I didn't know the server existed, by the way, until thank you so much for letting me know, Cole. I appreciate it. But yeah, if you haven't played on the server, try it, because I've not experienced this low a latency on the other server. Are you guys susceptible to Mephitic Cloud? No. You guys susceptible to electricity damage? Yes. You guys gonna do special things when you hit me? Not especially. Then I think the best idea with you guys is to stand my ground. Yeah, I got heavily drained out of that, but this is why I was training axes and armor, so that I can just stand my ground and still win fights. Yeah, come on, yes. I was not aware of that, but that makes me feel a lot better. Does that mean that all the times that I die because I don't know what a new race does or I misunderstand it, I don't have to play on Bounty Alt, I can play on my main? Because that'd be sweet. And also, it is nice. If you accidentally push a really brokenly good class, you don't want to suddenly have unbeatable records that just kind of sit there because, they were earned in a 2-day window before the game was solid. Server is crawl.dcss.io. And no, it's not a tournament. It's just they are pushing patch changes post-tournament, the big ones that they would ordinarily be like, let's wait for the next stable release to decide what we're working on. What they're working on, I think, are Yered reworks and Mountain Dwarf coming back, which obviously I'm more excited about one than the other. It was okay. I honestly wasn't playing very much during the tournament. I think I had one of 15 rune null right before the tournament started, and I was quite happy with that. That run, I think, was a multi-zig. Mastered every ability, on the null. I have, generally speaking, not played tournaments for the sake of doing the tournament. I'm generally, if I was already in the mood to play, I'll play. If I'm not, I'm not. I'm one of those people who, if the incentive is the reason I'm doing something, I will tend to quickly dislike what I'm doing, but do it because I quote unquote have to. So I try to do things only when I'm enjoying them and not when the incentive is the reason I'm doing it in the first place. It's why I make a shitty Chivo hunter, because once I start Chivo hunting, then I'm playing, and then I'm playing even when I'm miserable. There are some games that I'll do it in anyway. I think I had 1 or 2 runs in the tournament where I was trying to do something with them and didn't succeed, but yeah, that was about it. Is Twitch no longer streaming? Did the stream break? Hang on a second. I'm not seeing what's going on here. No, looks like there's people watching me on Twitch. Yay! Okay. Burn them all. Burn them all. Yeah, having plus 10 plate mail on a freaking dedicated maid is amazing. Realizing that all you have to do is invest a pittance of EXP to get a good axe plate mail dwarf going, despite having spent all my energy on intelligence and magery, it's kind of sweet. Most casters are afraid of these boulder beetles, but I can charge them down since I'm tanky as heck. Charge in. Wall. Damage over time is really not Fire's forte. Alright, Irina's Bog is now showing signs of castability. We'll drop spellcasting as soon as it hits 8. And focus on the finisher. Final dungeon floor, baby. Let's do it. How are we on transmutations? Or shapeshifting? -2, so not great, but not terrible. Not a good spot. Oh, you guys just made it infinitely better. Please come close. Sorry, one moment. It's the downside of trying to do 2 things at once. Sometimes one of the 2 overtakes the other. So, okay, thoughts. Right now, I can candidly say I am thoroughly enjoying this game. Thoroughly enjoying the character. I don't think that it is dramatically different than just playing a generic tanky mage. The gimmick about being able to upgrade your what's it called? Upgrade your artifacts is a gimmick, because and it's not game determining, because at the end of the day you can sorry, one moment again. Okay, we're back. Because you don't have infinite scrolls, nor do you have a way to earn scrolls. Yeah, see, exactly. It's kind of functioning very similar to your generic tanky caster. Inferior to Gargoyle, because Gargoyle has a huge passel of resistances and flight that it doesn't get. I think that the differences are, A, that the fire bonus of +2 and 3 encourages you to use fire in a way that so far only, there isn't a class that gets to be the fiery class, So that's nice. Second, the second, the presence of enchant armor seems like it's going to pay off big time in the mid to late game, and that's exciting. It is nice that every artifact can be upgraded, so that generic +1/+2 thing, it's a good edge case. We can always improve it. It's also nice to have a character that is truly a beginner class mage, as opposed to, don't play this until you're already an expert at Curl. And this class definitely is doing that well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't dislike the Mountain Dwarf at all. I like it quite a bit. I could even see making it a main. I think that the enchant armor ability should somehow also give you more scroll. You should have more opportunities to use it more freely. I understand that in general, maybe you should be able to sacrifice an artifact to turn it into an enchant armor scroll or something. So you need to be able to get more of them so that you can more freely upgrade stuff than throw away the stuff you upgraded for new stuff. Oh crap! I just walked myself into it. I don't have resist fire. Yeah, this is my fault. Somehow I thought I could just stand my ground there, but that's just a death sentence that I walked myself into for no reason. That was a lot of resources to make up for one F up, but better than not being able to make up for it because you died. Trying to be classy about it. Where are we on the Regna's Bog? 50-50? I'll take it. 50-50 on the bog, everyone. 50. Oh, you guys are ice now? Die. We don't want to fight more than one of you at once. Jesus, you guys hit hard. Okay. To have no resistance to anything. Price I pay for all the intelligence I've got. Honestly, the phrasing, it looks like it's just another mountain dwarf or whatever. So it looks like it's just another gargoyle. That's the kind of thinking that didn't used to be in vogue, in my opinion, when they first removed dwarves from the game. Because back then the thinking was, I play a dwarf because I like dwarves. I don't like minotaurs. I don't want to play a villainous beast. I want to play a heroic, a stout miner, right? Like that's just that was the thinking that was more in vogue then versus what's in vogue now. Not judging, just like observing. God, what I wouldn't give to be able to link on command. Two more. Okay, this is just nasty. If that bog had gone off, it would have been perfect. So in my head, it still feels like I'm in the early game, but the fact of the matter is I've cleared layers, so it's not anymore. AC 33, so it's definitely not anymore. Where to next? I guess we go back for a rune now? And the most logical rune to go after would be... I don't even know. Let's make sure I've cleared out the orc. I feel like I didn't finish it because of something. Yep, that's right. I didn't have an answer to a friggin' red devil. Now I just walk up to it and hit it 3 times and it's dead. So clearly I've come a long way since my days of being afraid of these guys. Pleasure doing business with you. All right, we're in no condition to take on Orc yet. What shops have I ignored or not gone back for? Curing is nice. Magic regen is probably better than generic regen. This stuff is ignorable. Stuff's adorable. Stuff's unnecessary. You know what? We go there for the magic potion, I think. It's bizarre how valuable on-demand getting your mana back can be, but it's important to understand that that is, in fact, the value. And invisibility has already saved my life multiple times. Oh yeah, no, I can definitely get enchant scrolls whenever I find them, but I buy them whenever I find them. But I'm not gonna spend thousands of gold summoning shop after shop to hope to get a enchant scroll to then buff up something which I then throw away. I'd rather buy an armor shop and buy the armor I actually want. But yeah, this is more like when you find that armor that has RF RC plus with int +4 on it, and then it's +1. Well, you can make it +6, which is pretty sweet. I guess we're going snake pits. The only downside is I don't resist poison in any way. I know I have the ability to resist poison somehow. Drop down to ringmail. I could drop down to leather. Scale. I could wear the amulet of die to salamanders. It's actually not a terrible idea. Die to salamanders, die to Nessos, die to... Yeah, okay, no, this sounds like a worse idea all the time. Well, I mean, I gotta go somewhere. It may as well be here. Alright, what do we got? Okay, right off the bat, bog fail. What is my bog chance? 38%? Yeah, so I am going to start acting like I can cast bog reliably, even though I can't. Because getting it bogs in play is going to make all the difference in this run. It is nice that I'm playing a character who, despite being a brutally powerful mage, focused on being a mage, hits with an electrical axe while wearing massive plate mail. So just because you deal with my magic doesn't mean that I can't still kill you, boy. There we go. Got it down. First cast of the game. Not the last. Yeah, it's an intentionally created unrand that I believe is forced to only appear in the early game, or has a tilt that makes it far more likely to appear in the early game. And it's an interesting choice in the early game because early game, there probably isn't that much elemental damage you're up against, and AC +10 blocks any. If you block a poison attack, like a poison sword attack, then who cares? It's not going to poison you, right? Well, I guess that one's immune to poison, whatever. A burning one. But the problem is, it's such a massive negative that down the road, it can actually get you killed very easily. And you never know. For me, it's not the 20 times that it helps that matter. It's the one time that it gets me killed that matters. Kind of why I don't like dodge tanking as well, because it's great right up until it doesn't work. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I pivoted my entire spell casting schools just to get the bog available, because damage over time is going to be the difference between living and dying. Am I fatally poisoned? Is there a way to tell? It looks like I have a sliver of green, but I'm not sure if that's how it tells. Or not. Oh, there it goes. 21 to 3. Okay. I'll risk it. There's the 3. And back to full health. Whew. Okay. Everything I said about, oh, I don't need, that health regeneration is unimportant, forget about it. Okay. Encumbrance rating is 10. And the ability reads ER minus 6. Moment of truth. What does a buckler do? Okay. What does a buckler do? We're at 26% and 5%, 36% and 8%. And that's with a buckler. I can find the darn thing. Yeah, so it should be a non-encumbering, but it is encumbering. You and me both, man. One enemy just to be like, heck, you die. But I would have healed and I would have probably been okay. Or I would have had to burn more resources, but I'd have been fine. It's just, yeah, that would have been hilarious in a sad way that I risked everything to save one curing potion that, as a Gazog worshiper who can afford plenty. Oh, wait, crap. I forgot to unequip this. Honestly, why am I even thinking about equipping it? Let's just train the damn thing. I have positive to shields. I'm not going to be wielding my weapon to win the game with. It's a stat stick. Shock serpents need to be burned. You guys cannot be burned. You need to be poisoned in the bog and electrocuted with my axe. I found so few books this entire game, like far less than I would in an average game. Haven't found even a single scroll of summon good thing. What is it called? Acquirement. I haven't found a single scroll of acquirement this whole game. And there was very little loot at the end of the lair. There's some extremely deadly greeting parties in the lair. The first floor was a nightmare, and despite all of these setbacks, the Mountain Dwarf has triumphed because dwarves are freaking awesome. Just don't look at the first 2 I ran today. Should have bogged that last cast instead of this. Yeah, not having poison resist and taking on snake always puts a smile on my face because it's like, you would think if there was one place you absolutely have to resist poison, it's when you went into the pit of a whole armada of poisonous snakes. But it's like, nah, all you have to do is not die. You can do that without poison resistance. Not anymore, I can't. Teleport. Do you see that teleport? 3 spaces towards my enemies. Teleport should come with a mandatory minimum distance. Now we run. Don't need to take a bad fight. Sword to your face. Axe, whatever. Sword axe to your face. Burn to cinders. Burn to cinders. All of you can burn. Axe to your face. That cost me almost all my health. I think I have a systemic problem with not knowing how to play melee anymore. So used to the spell dynamics of the game, where the question is, do you have the mana to win? Or do you have, if yes, win, if not, then retreat. The idea of standing my ground and fighting, but somehow also just figuring out how to do things without win buttons. Toasty, toasty. Hit him with an axe. Hit them both with the bog. Immune to pottery? That's interesting. Here. Snake pit 2. There's something wrong with that last floor. Why is there so much black space in the middle? There's no way in there? Huh. I feel like that's like a whole second level that when you figure out how to get warped inside, you have to deal with it. But there's already the requisite stairs up and down, so it's not like a fixed part of the level, I guess. Electricity axe. This is feeling less and less comfortable by the minute. For good reason. Probably because I lack fire resistance and they all deal fire damage, and I am weakened. Yeah, those are all great reasons. Let's cure and hit a few times. Hole, kill. Hole, kill. Bang, march, bang, march, bang, 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 bang. Let's do a intentional enchantment that robs me of mana for free every time something hits me. That's real forward thinking for a mage. Makes perfect sense on a minotaur, doesn't make sense on a mage. Should not have taken down. One more time where having a blink spell would be the difference between permanent loss of consumables for easy safety. Too much to hope for just a few basic spell books, right? Too much to hope for. Alright. Oh. Especially because, thanks to I forget which rebalance, we now have more low-level spell books early in the dungeon. So the fact that I managed to get through the entire early dungeon and not find them makes it less likely, in my opinion, for me to continue to find them later. Alright, we got Wizardry Ring. That's interesting. I wonder if that's better than Intelligence Ring. 11%, 4%. I think we ditch Willpower here and focus on not miscasting Bog. We go back to Willpower after some time has passed and I'm naturally at the spellcasting level I need to be. Oh, that's Vashnaya. Not fun. This would be the place to bog for sure, but it'll cost me the stairs, and that's not worth it. Where is Vashnaya right now relative to me? Somewhere up there. Yeah, let's... Good. Good. Got his attention, that's what counts. Okay, great spot. Nice bottleneck, can't all shoot me at once. Broad Axe of Electrocution, I want to say that maxes out when axes hit 16. That might be a worthwhile upgrade, actually. Let's ditch Short Sword of Electrocution. Switch over to Broad Axe. 1.1 speed. Yeah, if we can get the Broad Axe of Electrocution up, that's an endgame weapon. In fact, I would even put a few extra points on it just to make sure that when I need it to connect, it connects. Gosh. Alright, magically shoots an arrow, so he's aware of me. That's what I need. He's not going to step into range no matter what. So I'm going to have to come to him. And then magic and brilliance so that I can continue to unload on him everything I've got. Because I'm not going to win otherwise. And even with all I've got, I'm still in it for everything. I wish I had, like, Wand of Blasting with Light or something, but I don't have... Oh, there's Acid. This is probably good. Acid's at least corroding him. That's something. Where are we on spells now? What can we do? Nothing. Need one more point. Come on, baby. Come on. Whew. Okay. That was terrifying, but we did it. Vashnaya with no poison resistance. Antique weapon boutique, nothing of note. Yeah, this is the axe I want. I think it'd be nifty if dwarves were given a free either scroll of enchant or ability to do a +1 every couple levels. You know, befitting their status as a beginner class, and just because it would give a steady benefit, that'd be cool. And it's actually still significantly less good than the way that the gargoyle gets to keep that AC in addition to whatever other AC buffs they're getting. For the dwarf, it only matters as long as you're still wielding the correct weapon. Once you decide to take off that armor or change weapons, all previous investment is lost. It's just if the average dungeon man's has to make 6 choices with their enchant scrolls, the average dwarf has to make 20, right? Because there's so many more eligible candidates. And so it would be reasonable to give them a few more chances to make those. But I don't know the code, but I assume adjusting the frequency of scroll drops for a specific species is either not doable or is a non-starter. So this might be another way to let the species have its turn to experiment. Otherwise, what ends up happening is whatever was mostly optimal for you in terms of when to invest and when to wait, you're still going to do it. And now, what's the point in having a cool new toy if you can't make use of it? That's one thought. There's so many of you. Every time I think I got you all, there's another one. Arena's Bog is now super castable, and any more castability it needs will be acquired with spellcasting and not via 23.3 training at a -2 penalty, all for a spell that will eventually drop out of usefulness altogether. I've got Wizardry to cover the distance. Those 2 more times. You guys just keep coming, don't you? That Vashnaya Brilliance play was very good for me. I'm glad I realized I needed to use Brilliance before I ran out of mana twice and then have to replenish it. I'm not as convinced that winning the Vashnaya fight was necessary. I could have easily bypassed him physically and not been in a much worse situation. Whereas it used up quite a few consumables to win the fight. I'm just thinking that I wouldn't have used those consumables on anything else because I very rarely buff with Brilliance before a fight. And those fights I have pretty mapped out. Alright, what's next? This. I'll do this. It's like a pop quiz. Each one of them comes and goes, "But do you know how to defeat me?" And then I quickly remember my cheat sheet and boom, they're dead. The next one's like, "But I am immune to fire. Do you remember how to defeat me?" And then I do it again and again and again. Yeah, we did. Let's heal. We still dead. Let's heal. We still dead. Let's heal. Now let's kill them first. Now we're not dead. God, it's never ending. It's such a nasty, nasty little kill box they've got going because if I approach, the approach is very heavily guarded. And then once I get close enough, they can pelt me in the open. See, these 2 blocks block visions, so I can't create bogs in that space that would help me control the space. I can't funnel enemies towards me. And once I've made the double pivot and gone all the way around it, it's pretty far in to retreat. Right, where are we at? Lower down, please. Let's explore the south. There we go. There we go. Love it when they land. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Water. This land was made for you and me. I don't know why I got so distracted and charged right into here. It was a stupid mistake, and I have to pay for it now. Here out, run to the corner. You know what? You have the blink and circling ability, right? Can you use that? Do you have the teleport other or something? No, just blink. Okay, that sucks. Then I'll just kill you. I thought maybe I could use him to decompress the level a little. Get all the salamanders to the stairs, that kind of thing. See, right here, I wanted to cast a bog here and cover the space, but instead I got to take a double turn and stay blind the entire way. Very challenging architecture. Using the equivalent of Olgrub's Radiance on me. Keep wishing I could do Ozo's armor right before I hold my ground to fight. Okay, our first, second, third, fourth spellbook in the game, and it's Freezing Cloud. which ironically is super castable thanks to high wizardry, high intelligence, low armor penalty cost, high conjurations training. Yeah, thanks, but no thanks. Mm-hmm. Where are we at on this thing? 1.0 speed. Shields we can turn off for now. I'm quite well trained. We've got our rune. What's next? Shoals, in theory, would be next. Practice, guys, I gotta call it here. My brain's fried. I had a really good run. This was a lot of fun. I'm definitely a fan of Dwarves. The Dwarves are definitely back on top. I don't know, that remains to be seen, but this was a fun run anyway, and that was pretty sweet. Thank you all for coming out and watching. It's always great to see folks with their smiling faces. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Oh yeah, and before I forget, I should put this name of this into the comment here. All DCSS.io.